Our next story is about an unlikely union, Apple and Google. Two tech rivals are looking to collaborate. Apple wants to use Google's AI chatbot on iPhones. It is in talks to license Gemini, and at this point, none of this is confirmed. But if it happens, it won't be a first. Samsung already uses Google's AI technology. Apple can do the same. A potential deal will give Google's AI dreams a big boost. It could be rolled out on 2 billion phones. Plus, it could help Apple. They've been slow with their rollout of artificial intelligence. Getting Google on board will make up for this weakness. So is it a win-win deal for the tech giants, or is there a catch here? Our next report tells you.
The year was 2012. Apple had just launched iOS 6. Everything looked familiar, but there was a glaring difference. If you went to the Maps app, it was no longer the usual Google Maps. It had been replaced by Apple Maps. This was a shock for Google. After all, the companies were close allies. But the friendship soon hit a roadblock. Google launched its own operating system. Apple did not take that well. It was called the Mapping Wars. Many people even called it the Tech Cold War. But the two companies have since come a long way. They may not always see eye to eye, but that hasn't stopped them from collaborating. The latest example being this. A new report says Apple is in talks with Google for its AI chatbot Gemini. It could license it for iPhones. Gemini could power new features in the new iPhone software. All of this is speculation for now, but talks of the deal gave both companies a boost. Alphabet shares were trading 5.5% higher, and Apple shares were up by almost 2%. The deal could be a win-win situation for both companies. Let's look at Google first. It has poured money into artificial intelligence. But the tech giant still lags behind in the AI race. Plus, Gemini has been accused of historical inaccuracy. It has faced backlash in India. So Google hasn't had a smooth run. If the deal is passed, Gemini could be available on over 2 billion iPhones. That would give Google's AI dreams a big boost. For Apple, it's more of a mixed bag. The positive here is that it could squash investor fears over a slow AI rollout. New iPhone models would have generative AI features, but there's also a risk here. That would mean Apple's own AI technology is not up to the mark. CEO Tim Cook has long spoken about Apple's AI dreams. He says the company is significantly investing in generative AI. Reports suggest that Apple is testing out an in-house chatbot. It's called Apple GPT. But it's believed to be inferior to other models. Using Gemini for its phones will prove just that. This isn't the first time Apple and Google have come together. Google is the default search engine in Safari. It's a deal that the companies cracked 20 years ago. Google pays Apple $10 billion every year to remain the default, so a new deal wouldn't be unprecedented. But Google isn't the only one Apple is talking to. It's also in talks with OpenAI's ChatGPT. No deal is likely to be announced in the coming months. We'll only find out when Apple rolls out its new software later this year.